In this video, I'm going to show you how to make the ears for this 16-inch unicorn. And for this part of the project, you'll need yarn and a 3.5mm crochet hook. For the ears of this unicorn, I will be using my pink yarn and a 3.5mm crochet hook. And we'll begin with a magic circle. Chain 1 to secure your yarn. And then for round 1, we're going to do 6 single crochet into that magic circle. There's 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now we'll grab that tail, give it a pull, place the stitch marker, and at this point you should have 6 stitches. For round 2, we're going to do a repeating sequence of 1 single crochet, followed by 1 increase. And to do the increase, you'll go into the stitch, make 1 single crochet, back into the same stitch for another single crochet, and that's 1 increase. And so now you'll continue to do 1 single crochet, followed by 1 increase, and repeat that all the way around. And at the end of this round, you should have 9 stitches. For round 3, we'll do a repeating sequence of 2 single crochet, followed by 1 increase. And now you'll continue to repeat 2 single crochet and 1 increase. And at the end of this round, you should have a total of 12 stitches. For round 4, we're going to do 1 single crochet in each stitch all the way around. When you come to the end of this round, you should still have 12 stitches, and it will also be a good time to go ahead and weave in that beginning tail and cut off your excess yarn. For round 5, we'll do a repeating sequence of 3 single crochet, followed by 1 increase. There's 3, and then 1 increase. And now you'll continue to repeat 3 single crochet and 1 increase. And at the end of this round, you should end up with 15 stitches. For rounds 6 through 8, we're going to do 1 single crochet in each stitch all the way around. And at the end of round 8, you should still have 15 stitches. For round 9, we'll do a repeating sequence of 3 single crochet followed by 1 decrease. There's 1, 2, 3, and now the decrease. So you'll go into the stitch, bring up your loop, go to the next stitch, bring up a loop, grab the yarn, pull through all 3 loops. That is a decrease, and now you'll continue to repeat 3 single crochet and 1 decrease, and at the end of this round you should have 12 stitches. For round 10, we're just going to do 1 single crochet in each stitch all the way around, and at the end of this round you should still have 12 stitches. And here I've come to the end of round 10. I've removed the stitch marker, and now we're going to take the ear and fold it flat. We will not be adding any stuffing to this. Now take your hook, and you're going to go through the stitches on both sides of that fold. So go through both sides and do a single crochet. And you'll continue to do this all the way across. So 1 single crochet, making sure you're going through the stitches on both sides. Try to keep those stitches lined up so it stays even. And then when you get to the end, we'll do a slip stitch and tie off. And when you cut your yarn, make sure you leave a long enough tail for sewing. And now to give this a little bit of shape, I'm going to thread the yarn needle. And I'm going to fold this bottom edge together and then just stitch that bottom edge so it stays together and holds its shape. So just a couple of stitches here. I think one more. And then just to secure the yarn, I'm going to go ahead and tie a knot. So before bringing that yarn all the way through, run the needle through that loop, give it a pull. And then you'll use this tail to sew it on to the head. So there is one ear done, and you will need to make two. Once you have both ears made, we're going to attach them to the head. I've already got one attached. It's kind of lined up just past the eye and a little towards the back because we'll want room for that horn to go in the front of that. So I'm just going to line my ears up so they're even. You'll thread your yarn needle. Oops. And then to attach the ear, you'll just go under a stitch in the head, up through the stitch in the ear, and then under the stitch in the head, and through stitch in the ear. And I like to work my way all the way around, do a quick check to make sure I'm still even. So now I'm going to go under another stitch. And I actually wanted to bring that over here so I can grab the other side of this ear, just to make sure I get it completely secured to the head. So now working around to the other side, I'm going to come through one of these stitches, and then under a stitch in the head. And I'll do one more in the back here. Just kind of go through a stitch in the ear. And then bring it under a stitch in the head and do a knot. So I'll just go under the stitch, and before pulling it all the way through, take the yarn needle through that loop and then pull nice and tight. And then we're going to hide the tail inside the head. So just take that needle, run it through the head, pull the yarn all the way through, and then you can cut off the excess yarn. And if you pull a little bit tight when you cut the yarn, that tail will pop back inside the head. And now that is hidden and the ears are attached.